All right, back with a few more defensive use of a firearm incidents for you. We have an adult victim that was unharmed and a suspect that was injured. And let's see what's going on in this Milton, Florida. There are no charges pending in Wednesday morning shooting that injured one in Milton, according to the news release. The deputies responded to a home on Bailey Road about 9:30 Wednesday morning. They spoke with the homeowner. The homeowner said that he shot a suspicious individual. That person was taken from the scene to be treated for gunshot wound. No additional information about the person's condition was immediately available. The homeowner has cooperated fully with the investigation. Deputies were allowed to search the home based on the investigation so far. Investigators have determined that stand your ground may apply in this case, according to the release. The case is sent to the Office of the State's Attorney for review. So this is just, someone tries to come into somebody's house and gets shot by the homeowner. Typical story. It's in Florida. The shooter should be okay in that one. Now we'll go to Houston, Texas, because seriously, every time I do one of these, there's a story for Houston, Texas. We got an adult female victim who was unharmed, an adult male victim unharmed, and then we have two suspects, 39-year-old Mario Apina Duque, and he was injured and arrested, and we have another adult male who was unharmed. So two suspects and two victims. Charges have been filed against a suspect after an attempted robbery turned into a shootout involving a couple outside a North Houston gas station Tuesday afternoon. Houston Police Department officers said Mario Apina Duque is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and unlawful carry of a weapon. He remains hospitalized at this time, according to HPD. A woman who appeared to be 8 months pregnant was sitting in her vehicle outside a store around 5 p.m. when Duque and another suspect armed with guns approached her. Police said the woman was able to call her husband, who told him the two men were going to rob her. Investigators said that the couple both had guns of their own and exchanged gunfire with the two men in self-defense. That was when at some point Duque was shot. Duque was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive, according to investigators. The second suspect took off in a green Charger. Police are searching for him at this time. Both the husband and wife and baby are expected to be okay. The woman is expecting her first child. Okay, so these guys try to rob this pregnant woman, and the pregnant woman and her husband both had guns and get in a shootout with these two criminals right at the gas station. So gas stations, I think if you follow crime at all, you know that gas stations are not safe places. I live in city limits, and I don't get gas in the city. I go when I'm at work out in the suburbs. I get gas when I'm out there, or if I'm visiting a family member or something. I get my gas out in the suburbs. I don't go to any of the gas stations anywhere near my house. And I think anybody that lives in city limits of any city probably has at least thought about that, if possible, if they can, because gas stations are seriously one of the worst places that you can go these days. A lot of stuff happens at these gas stations. All right, Colorado Springs, Colorado. We got a adult male unharmed. That's our victim, and our suspect was killed in this one, William Zink. He's 28 years old, and this looks like it's a home invasion. A man was allegedly shot and killed by a homeowner. According to the Colorado Springs Police Department, 28-year-old William Zink was identified by El Paso County Coroner's Office as the unknown man who entered a home before being shot by the homeowner. Officers responded to the 700 block of Nebula Court just before 8 p.m. in response to a reported burglary. When officers arrived, they spoke with the homeowner, who said an unknown man entered his home. The homeowner shot the alleged intruder, now identified as Zink, and hit him. Zink then ran from the home and was later found by police. He was taken to the hospital where he died from his injuries. Zink's shooting death is being investigated as a homicide, but said no arrests have been made. According to CSPD, this is the 14th homicide in the city of Colorado Springs in 2023. At this time last year, there were 26 homicides investigated. So the self-defense story in Colorado Springs is turning into a homicide investigation, so maybe they don't believe that the intruder was an actual intruder. But it's good that Colorado Springs has only had 14 homicides this year, because that's a big drop from 26 last year. At the same time, that's a huge drop. That's a drop of 12, but it's kind of alarming that in Colorado, if the guy really didn't know this guy and he came into his house and he shot him, that this is being investigated as a homicide. You really, I don't care if the person's in your house, if you're in the wrong state, people are getting charges on stuff when the only thing you did wrong is you're in the wrong state. All right, Fort Smith, Arkansas. Our victim was unharmed, and our suspect, another one that was killed. Oh, wait, killed and unharmed. We'll have to wait and see what this one says. 21-year-old Easton Richardson, breaking into the residence when he was shot. And it says he was either killed or... The name of a man shot and killed, okay, at a residence in South Fort Smith Wednesday has been released. 21-year-old Easton Richardson died in the shooting Wednesday evening. Officers were called to the 10100 block of Seven Oaks Drive in South Fort Smith, where a man had been shot. He was taken to the local hospital and pronounced dead. Police were told he was breaking into the residence when he was shot. Police did not state who was at the home or who shot him. The investigation is ongoing. So this guy breaks into a house, gets shot. I wonder, I don't follow home invasions really, other than like when I do these self-defense videos. I wonder how many home invasions there are a day in America. Because every time I do one of these things, it seems like the majority of them are shootings that happen during home invasions, and we know that not everybody that's, invading someone's home is being shot. But I might have to look into some of that, because I don't follow it. I have no idea. If somebody knows how many home invasions there are in America every day, if they could put that in the comments, that would be awesome. But it seems to me that a lot of people are being shot in these home invasions, so there must be a significant number a day just to have the number of people that are being shot during them. Okay, so we're going to go to Columbus, Ohio, where we have a 76-year-old male whose name is R.E. They just have R.E. on there. It must be his initials. And he was unharmed and arrested. So our victim was arrested. And our suspect, J.T., more initials, he's 29 years old, and he was injured and arrested. And this looks like it's a carjacking. So let's see what happens. A person was shot Wednesday morning during an attempted carjacking. Police said a male was shot while trying to steal a car in the 200 block of South Richardson Avenue. The carjacking victim reportedly had tried to leave the scene after firing the shot, but was later located by the police. The man who was shot was taken to the hospital. The statement included that he was in stable condition. Charges are pending. Police are investigating. So charges are pending. It doesn't say if the charges are pending against the carjacker or against the victim who shot the carjacker, although both of them were arrested. And this is in Ohio, which should be fairly safe as far as self-defense goes. If the criminal does not fear the police, a judge, or prison, he must be taught to fear his victims.